Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning and welcome. It's Nurse Richard, thanks for joining me. There's two ears in this video. First one not too difficult, second one extremely difficult. It'll become clear as you see it. It's the same patient, both ears are the same patient. Oh, what a mess it was, especially the second ear. It was absolutely chock-a-block, brimful, literally spilling out, and it was a right old battle to remove. So any of you who like watching me struggle, you're going to enjoy it. But it was such a mess. What I remember of this chap as well, it was a chap. He actually came with his other half, with his wife, who came to see me, who'd booked in. And a lot do come with somebody accompanying them, either the better half or the kids sometimes. And I always ask, do you want me to check yours while you're here for no extra charge? It costs nothing to just have a quick 5-second look, you know. And ours was really straightforward, literally over in seconds. And I said, do you want me to check yours while you're here, to him? And he said, yeah, go on then. I said, have you noticed any problems with your hearing? He said, well, I don't hear as well as I used to, but that's quite normal, isn't it, if you get to a certain age. He wasn't particularly old, but similar age to me. And when we looked in him, I'm like, oh, oh, hello. What's going on here then? You're probably already, sorry, I've got the hiccups then. You're probably already thinking, there's quite a lot of hairs in this, isn't there? And you're right, there is. As many of you know, hairs don't grow that deep in the ear. They just grow on the outside. So there is a chance. I'll look at the size of this coming out. This little sausage here. There is a slim chance that it's just from haircuts, shaving, trimming the outer part of the ear, and they just go flying in there. Or what's more likely is possibly years worth of cotton bud abuse. That does tend to present like this, because it is quite compacted and all these hairs have been kind of squashed into it, so that's more likely. He didn't admit to it, but most don't. At the end of this video, I'm going to share a little short I made. A lot of you will have already seen it, but there's a few who watch the longer videos but don't necessarily watch the shorts. And I made a little skit about cotton buds, which I know a lot of you enjoyed. The version I'll put at the end of this video is slightly longer than the one that was released, because you have to keep them under a minute. So it's a bit longer. I edited down the one that you'd see, so it's a little bit longer. So after you've seen the end of the second eardrum, I'm going to say my farewells, and then you'll see the short that I made. And yeah, a lot of people enjoyed it, found it was quite amusing. So as you can see, second ear we've got here, very different story. It was just squashed all over the place. It was hidden around bends and in nooks and crannies that you couldn't even see. It was really difficult to navigate your way around, and it always is in an ear like this when it's just there all over the place. You kind of don't really know where you are, to be honest, half the time. Some educated guesses, but it is all over the place, so you don't know where the canal walls are very often when it's like this. But there's just so much hair impacted in this, it makes it really difficult to get a suction grip of. And it wasn't the biggest ear to get in as well, to fit both the endoscope and the suction tube in. This bit was presenting me with, it was really tricky as well, because I couldn't quite angle it round to try and lift that up from the right hand side. And I think that bit there is kind of the key to getting the rest of it out, as soon as I can lift it away from the side there. And obviously you're having to go slowly, because you don't know exactly where the floor of the ear canal is, so you don't want to go jabbing it by accident. So you'd have to take your time when it's like this and you can't really see where you are or what you're doing. And the majority of this did actually fly up the suction tube. I did consider some oiling that in this one, but with there being as many hairs as there is, it would have just gone all over the place. And it would have been extremely difficult to see, and with it being not the largest ear entrance as well, would have been quite tricky. But from what I remember of doing this procedure, it was only a couple of days ago, what I was having real difficulty was, my arms were really aching. I'll be honest, everything was aching that day, which can happen at the end of a busy day, but it wasn't for the reason, it wasn't because of the procedures I was doing that was making it ache. It was what I'd done the day before. So the day before I did this, and I think it was the first one of the day, I'd had my first game of rugby for many months, because I know a lot of you know I coach a kids rugby team, excuse me, but I also still play, and when I say play, it's like a version of the game for us older players, should we say. They call it masters, and I think you have to be at least over the age of 35 before you can play, which I well and truly qualified for. And like, depending on your level of age or ability or disability, you wear different coloured shorts, and those different coloured shorts determine the level of physical contact that someone's allowed to make with you. Like, for example, I saw a guy the other day who was over 80, so he had to have these bright green shorts on with tags, and so you couldn't actually touch him, you just had to pull the tag off his shorts as he's running past you, and that's when he's tackled, so you have to stop, so to speak. But yes, some of the younger ones who are late 30s and some in the 40s still beat the crap out of each other. It's quite frightening, really. But even though I'm a little bit older, I have to play non-contact. They're only allowed to TIG me, mostly because of I've had a fusion in my spine. I had a metal plate put in my neck. So I don't really want to end up not able to walk again, so I'm not allowed full contact. But even still, running around the field, chasing a lot of people who are a lot younger than me for an hour, it wasn't much fun. And the day after, I could barely move. Just everything was aching. It was really aching. So I was having trouble as it was, holding everything in place, because even my arms were aching, and my legs and my back, everything was killing me. Thankfully, one of the perks of the job, somebody else in this room, this building, it's a building that a lot of people, it's an old police station actually, and there's a lot of other different types of practitioners in it who rent rooms. So like, we have somebody who does cosmetic stuff, lips and fillers and wrinkles and all that. Then we have a podiatrist downstairs, which is handy, she sorts out my feet. A nails, and then there's an eyebrow and an eyelash technician. What else? Somebody who does holistic stuff, Reiki, all that hocus pocus, airy fairy stuff. I don't really know much about it, to be honest. But thankfully, next door to me, we have a little Thai lady from Thailand, and she does these medical massages, and she must be only about 3'2". I'm joking, she's very small, but the power she's got in her hands and her wrists and her fingers, it's just ridiculous. She doesn't just give you one of these light little tickles. It's like she climbs all over you, elbows in, knees in, and I feel it the next day. But my God, it's worth it afterwards. So I'm going to go and see her in a bit. So hopefully she can loosen me up, make me feel quite not so old and decrepit. Anyway, as you can see, we're nearly at the end of this one. Stay tuned after it. So as soon as you see the eardrum shot of this one, I'm going to say my farewells, and then you'll see the extended version of the skit I made about cotton buds the other day. So I hope you enjoy that anyway. Don't forget, if you do enjoy these, then by all means, I would love it if you follow the channel, subscribe to it, click a like, a heart, whichever platform you're watching on. If you're watching on TikTok, by the way, you won't be able to see the skit, because I think TikTok videos have to be 10 minutes or less. This one takes it over. 10 minutes, so you might just have to go and find it on my page. It'll be in there somewhere. Anyway, there's the eardrum. So for me, I will see you later. Hi, so what brings you here today? How can I help you? So I've just been noticing that I can't really hear as well as I used to. Hopefully you can sort that out for me. Okay, so I've just had a look inside your ear, and it's really impacted. It's very dark and it's a long way down. Just have a couple of questions before we do the removal. Have you been using anything, have you been putting anything inside your ears at all, or poked it, maybe with a cotton bud? I was always told never to put anything in your ears smaller than your elbow, so no, never put anything inside my ears. So you've definitely never put a cotton bud in your ear?
No, not a single thing.
Are you sure?
I don't even know what a cotton bud looks like. What are they?
So you don't even know what cotton buds are?
I'm not saying I don't have a scratch every now and then. It gets a bit itchy, but no. Never used a cotton bud. Not me. Nope.
Do you know that there's also a risk of perforating your eardrum?
That sounds dangerous. I'll never put anything like that in my ears. Don't you worry about that.
So, what's all those?
What, these?
Get out. Get out.
See you later.